Hey there everyone. I know it's been a long time since I last dropped video content for you guys. It's been over 2 months or 3 months I believe. Yes, finally I'm gonna release one here for you guys, and it's gonna be on the Pmdg 737. And yes, it actually does work. It's for Microsoft 2024 Sim Update 2, but we're gonna see how it is. But what I've noticed is that some of you obviously would have either used the add-on linker, which I do actually have, but in Pmdg it's advisable to actually put it directly in the community folder. First of all, I know everybody's community folder would be different depending on whether you're on Steam or store, so do find where your community folder is, but I'm actually going to put a link to show you guys where you could actually get your community folder. So let's get back into where I have my Pmdg, which is here in the Steam apps because I use Steam, and here it is. So I'm just gonna copy these two files here and then actually gonna put it, in my case it's also in Steam apps but in common limitless community folder community, and I'm gonna put it here. We're gonna paste it inside of here and that should do. Alright, so as I would have said before, we're using Steam. Just gonna press play for me to launch the Microsoft 2024. So here we are into the sim, and you can see it actually does work. So it actually popped up. So even if it says Microsoft 2020, which we expect, because since we did copy it across, and like I said, this is the Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 Sim Update 2. So what we're gonna do is gonna press configure it, and let's see if the two liveries I have actually does work. So far we have one, which shows up here, but doesn't seem like I have the second one. But nevertheless, one of them works, so we could see that depends on the liveries, they tend to work. So let's press save and go back and get into a free flight. Yeah, so go somewhere on the ramp and we'll just start the flight and let's see how it is. Just to bear in mind, it does have a bit of an EFB issue, I've noticed, but it's not much of a big issue, but everything seems to work. Might not work on your or everybody's system, but it does seem to work pretty well, to be honest. So yeah, let's get a look into it and see how it is. Alright, so as we see here, it actually does work, and as I walk around you can see a little bit around. So far, I mean, obviously the texturing and stuff is not as compatible, so it's in other words, not going to be the best because it's not fully compatible yet with Microsoft 2024, but it does look pretty well, doesn't it? I think it's fair to say at least you could see the entire skin. That's pretty good. Alright, so let's have a look and see what do we see inside the cockpit. Hopefully everything is all good. Here we are in the cockpit, and you can see it actually does work. Everything pretty much works here in Microsoft 2024. Yeah, so yeah, it actually does work. So everything literally, as you can see, actually literally does work. But like I said, in the FB, I tend to have a bit of an issue here. As you can see, just not showing here and there, but you know when you hover it tend to get a little bit of issue here. But other than that, you know, it seems to be pretty alright. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I've noticed, if anything. Okay, so in this section, what I've actually noticed in terms of addressing some issues is that sometimes you tend to find the cockpit probably not showing, and in this case it could be a case of in the GSX, which I've noticed the passengers, when you put seated passengers obviously in the cabin, tend to have some issues where you find that the cockpit is not showing. You most likely have to disable that for you to be able to get the livery to work, because I've noticed also as well that the issues around the liveries tend to be when the seated passengers and stuff just sometimes don't get the cockpit showing because of that, and then the livery tends to not work. So you do have to remove the seated passengers for you to get everything else to pretty much work. But yeah, everything seems to work, as you can see, all buttons, everything in Microsoft 2024. So yeah, there we go. Alright guys, well this is all for today. So I want to thank you all for coming on and watching this video, and do look at the videos from the video that I've tagged, and I will have some more video updates coming for you guys. So thank you once again for watching on. Have a good day. Bye bye.